Spring starts at the Home Depot, and we are bringing the heat to your backyard this season. Fire up the flavor with our wide variety of grills for under $300, like the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill that's perfect for hosting your spring cookout. Then set the scene and turn your outdoor space into the go-to spot with patio sets for every budget. Bring it this season with grills that deliver flavor and patios that set the vibe from the Home Depot. Start your spring with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
So good, so good, so good.
New spring arrivals are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. Get ready to save big with up to 60% off Rag & Bone, Marc Jacobs, Free People, and more.
How did I not know Rack has Adidas?
Because there's always something new.
Join the Nordy Club to unlock exclusive discounts, shop new arrivals first, and more. Plus, buy online and pick up at your favorite Rack store for free. Great brands, great prices. That's why you Rack.
Get in the game with the college-branded Venmo debit card. Wreck your team with every tap and earn up to 5% cash back with Venmo Stash, a new rewards program from Venmo. No monthly fee, no minimum balance, just school pride and spending power. Get in the game and sign up for the Venmo debit card at venmo.com/collegecard. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. Select schools available. Venmo Stash terms and exclusions apply at venmo.me/stash terms. Max $100 cash back per month.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Keep Watch Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel. Now, a little while ago, we went through the filmography of one Mr. Ben Affleck, Razzie Redeemer winner Ben Affleck. But I feel it would be a disservice if we covered Ben Affleck films, but we didn't cover Matt Damon films. You can't break the bromance apart. So this week, we're doing films starring Matt Damon. And here to join me, my lovely wife, Carrie. Carrie, how are you doing?
Well, if Matt Damon is Ben Affleck's partner in crime, as are you to me. So thanks for having me.
And how do you like them apples?
Right?
All right. So obviously, as we always do on the show, we're going to pick 3 films each: a keep, a watch, and a pass. The keep is one that we hold in high regard. The watch is one that even if it's got commercials, we're kind of in for it. And the pass is one that, while it may not be because of Matt Damon, there's something about the film that just says, nah. All right. So, Carrie, why don't you get us started here? Your keep film starring Matt Damon.
It's a Kevin Smith film. Of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Dogma.
Of course you are.
Because wasn't he fun? Oh my God, playing Loki. And what I loved about his character as Loki versus
Tom Hiddleston?
No. Well, yes, but no. In this movie particularly, like where Ben Affleck was the
Bartleby.
Yeah, but he was like the underdog. He was the darker, quieter, character. Whereas Loki, Matt Damon was just unhinged from the start of the movie all the way through. And I freaking loved it. I loved their complete difference of character. I loved that, you just knew he was going to go off and do the crazy. I mean, let's be honest, Ben Affleck at the end, it took him until the end of the movie to actually kind of snap.
Right.
But, they played the most unlikely duel, right? Because one was super serious and one was just super crazy. Maybe that's the balance. So which one am I?
And for my key pick, I'm
the Loki. I'm the crazy.
I mean, I love the scene where they go to the CEO meeting, right? And they're going around the table and listing all of their sins and whatnot, killing a bunch of them, leaving the one person alive. Like, and you didn't say bless you because he sneezed. That was a great scene. And yeah, Dogma is one of Kevin Smith's, arguably one of his best films. Everyone involved in that movie was stellar. Freaking good film. Not what I'm going with, though.
Oh?
I'm going to outer space. I'm going with a film based on a book by Andy Weir. I'm going with The Martian. Now, there are a number of films about people going to Mars. Some of them are good. Some of them not so good. Some of them really stink. This one, maybe one of the best. Matt Damon, left behind on Mars, having to fend for himself. And the thing is, it's not like he's Supermaning his way through this. He's like the bot. He's like he's using his knowledge of how to grow food in order to be able to stay alive. He's basically, all he's got left is whatever was left behind and his own smarts to stay alive long enough on Mars to hopefully get a return mission, some rescue kind of mission. It's a lot of Matt Damon by himself acting. And this is one of those movies where it doesn't matter any of the other roles he's done. This is one of those movies where you sit there and you go, he is really, really freaking good. It is hard to do something by yourself and be that engaging for that long of a film. And it's a really good film. And I'm going to have a little bit of a theme here with my watch pick, because it is also a science fiction-esque movie based on a novel, but this one by Philip K. Dick. The novel's called Adjustment Team. The movie is called The Adjustment Bureau. So this is a really, if you haven't seen this movie, you need to watch this movie. So Matt Damon plays a congressman who's running for Senate. And he has this chance meeting with this girl along the way. He falls for her instantly kind of thing. But there's this team of people, and they're all got suits, and they all got like fedoras and all that kind of stuff. And they basically make fate happen, right? So they're basically, Matt Damon in this timeline is not supposed to have a chance with this girl. So they're doing everything they can to prevent these moments from happening, so that it's kind of like what the TVA would do if you watched the Loki TV series. They adjust fate. They adjust the timeline just so, because it's supposed to run a certain way. And Matt Damon catches wind of this and what happens and what they do. So he does everything in his power to get the girl, even though fate and these, extra dimensional beings are doing everything in their power to stop him from getting that girl. It's kind of cool. All right, Carrie, your watch pick.
I think I'm going with a theme here, because you had mentioned, Loki, but you also mentioned the Tom Hiddleston Loki. I'm going with Thor Ragnarok. And Matt Damon had like a really small part in this. He was playing as like
He was Loki.
He was a young Loki, though.
Yes.
Yeah. And so much fun. You know what? But I'm not picking this because of Matt Damon's small but effective role.
Right.
I mean, come on, Jeff Goldblum.
As the Grandmaster, yes.
How could you not? Oh my God.
In all his Jeff Goldblumness.
He was just soaking it in. He was stealing the scene and the entire movie. And that's my pick, and that's why.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like this is a good Thor film. It's maybe the best Thor film. I personally have a love for the first Thor film, but I would put Ragnarok up top. Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie in this kind of steals the show a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And you can't go wrong. Yes. Did Taika Waititi make a very loud Thor film? Yes, he did. Did it work? Absolutely. Cate Blanchett as Hela. Like, literally dancing in every scene of evil that she does. Like, it's just so perfect for her.
Right?
She was reveling in being the baddie in this. But I'm going to jump ahead here and drop my past pick, because you mentioned Thor Ragnarok.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Because Matt Damon returned to play the stage version of Loki in Thor Love and Thunder. I had hopes for this film. I did. Because, of course, coming off of Ragnarok, Taika Waititi had kind of, earned a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of cred, a little bit of trust from the Marvel execs. And this is what he gave us. He went a little too weird. Like, Thor was a little over the top. Just a little over the top. Again, Tessa Thompson's great in it. I like the fact that they were bringing, Jane Foster back and exploring the Jane Foster, Thor angle. Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher. It was fantastic. This is perfect casting. Personally, I wanted Christian Bale to be Baldur the Brave, but beggars can't be choosers. He was a great Gore the God Butcher. But the problem is just the loudness of this film became a distraction. Russell Crowe as Zeus? Nah.
It seemed like it could have worked. It should have worked.
It could have worked, but the problem was...
So where did it go wrong?
Taika Waititi got too silly. He let the film get too silly. Zeus going, I flick. And all of a sudden we got naked Thor. Did we need that? No.
But he took a chance.
He took a chance.
Right? Because either people are going to love it and its lightness. I'm one of those people. I love when there's humor. Like
there's humor, and then there's bad humor.
They make it enjoyable to watch. Yeah, you're right. It was kind of jumped that line, but he took a chance, and I think that's commendable. And I appreciate.
And Thor passing around the power of Thor to all the kids and all that. It was kind of a cheesy ending too. And not all of the CGI was great either. Like, yes. The fight on the moon that's all in black and white, that scene was amazing. But there are good scenes scattered throughout this film, but the connective tissue of the movie is obscured in just silliness. And it's unfortunately, to me, this is the worst post-Endgame film for Marvel. I think I might actually like The Dark World better than this. And I'm not a fan of The Dark World at all. But I digress, and I'm tired of pooping on the MCU at this point. Because normally I have good things to say about the MCU, but this is Love and Thunder, and I'll pass. Now, Carrie, that means you're closing this out. What's your pass pick starring Matt Damon?
Well, you talked about The Dark World. I'm talking about When the World Went Dark. And the movie Contagion is a little bit too close to a recent reality that was, the movie came out well enough before COVID was ever a thing, but just the fact that we almost had like a playbook of things to come was a little too real. It was a little too frightening.
What did the filmmakers know, and when did they know it?
Seriously.
But the thing is, I don't want to get on a tantrum on this, but
that's what we're here for.
But it's not like this was our first global pandemic.
Well, true. No, but the timing. I think it was the fact that the timing, and it kind of didn't help, or maybe it did, and Netflix just kind of ate up the timing. But the fact that it was like you turn on Netflix and it's on the home screen, because it was indeed at the time when the world was shutting down, the most watched movie, the trending movie of, was it 2020? And, here we sit 6 years later, and it's kind of like, we don't ever want to go back there. It was almost kind of a little too real and a little too, like a piece of history that at the time they made this movie had no idea that it was almost self-unaware.
Right. I guess part of the problem too is that, there have been pandemics and epidemics and whatnot throughout time. Obviously, this was the COVID-19 was the biggest one of recent memory. It's, this movie came out in 2011. So this is after SARS. This is after, or at least around was it the H1N1? Like there were so many out there where it was like, you watch the news and you're worried, right?
But if I may, though, I'm not knocking the movie because of Matt Damon's performance.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. In fact, I thought he was really good.
Yes.
In this movie. It's just that the movie itself, I think, is a bit, I don't know. It hits a nerve. It hits a nerve.
But that's the weird thing, though. And maybe it's a humanity thing. Like there's a sociology associated to people who watch entertainment, right? Because it's fake, right? Based on shared actual lived experiences, right? People who will watch a movie about a tsunami after, the what was it, 2011 tsunami that hit Japan. People who watch movies about bombings after, shortly after bombings. There's something weird about it, right? Shortly after, I think it was 9/11, people were watching The Siege, and I think there's almost a weird safety in watching something that's similar to, based not necessarily based on, but based on the premise of. But you can remind yourself that it's fake. You can remind yourself that it's okay. At the end of the movie, the hero's going to be okay. The couple's going to, catch up. It's like people who went and watched Titanic. You know the story.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, all you want to do is see, Kate and Leo get together. Maybe share a door. Kate Winslet. They could have survived. Leo could have survived. But yeah, no, and this film, coming a year after the end of the H1N1 swine flu virus, yeah, I can see why people who, they don't want to go through all of that again. And movies do tend to take it to 11, right? Look at how many disaster films are out there, right? Global warming's a big thing. Well, guess what? We're going to show you all these movies about global warming. Oh, there's an asteroid that passed by near Earth. Well, guess what? Now we can go watch Armageddon and Deep Impact. There's something weird about it. There's clearly a connection to sociology and psychology about watching films based on fake traumatic events.
Yeah, like a shared trauma.
Yeah. But it doesn't say anything about the film itself, but I can understand why you would want to pass on it, given the fact that we're only now just a couple of years out of starting to return to normality after everything. So yeah. All right, Carrie, remind our listeners what your keep, watch, and pass picks are of movies starring Matt Damon.
I'm keeping Dogma, watching Thor Ragnarok, and passing on Contagion.
All right, and I am keeping The Martian. I'm watching The Adjustment Bureau, and I'm passing on Thor, Love, and Thunder. Carrie, thank you so much for this. And to you, our dear listeners, well, you guys know the drill. If there is a topic that you want us to cover on Keep, Watch, Pass, or a movie that you want us to cover on It's Not That Bad, hit us up on social media at Not That Badcast, or go to our website, notthatbadcast.com. While you're there, you want to help out the show? Guess what? We have a merch section. So you want to get some cool merch from any of our shows, just go right there. It's right on our website. Until next time, she's Carrie, I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is Keep, Watch, Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel and a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.
Monster Energy. Everybody knows White Monster Zero Ultra. That's the OG. It kicked off this whole zero sugar energy drink thing. But Ultra is a whole lineup now. You've got Strawberry Dreams, Blue Hawaiian, Sunrise, and Vice Guava. And they all bring the Monster Energy punch. So if you've been living in the white can, branch out. Ultra's got a flavor for every vibe. And every single one is zero sugar. Tap the banner to learn more.
Spring break isn't what it used to be. It's better. This spring, stay 3 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Visit bestwestern.com for complete terms and conditions.